Big day, historic day for cryptocurrencies. The Clarity Act clears U.S. Senate committee on its way to the final test in Congress. And this is the big part, what I predicted in yesterday's video. After a couple hours of partisan sniping, and we all saw the clips on X about that, the Senate Banking Committee managed a turnaround to get Crypto Clarity Act 15-9 bipartisan approval. 2 Democrats voted in support of the bill. And I said this, look, without having some restrictions on the president's family, there's no way as a party the Democrats could support this. But I said just enough Democrat voters will break from the party to move this thing along. Again, both parties, they want that money in the midterms. Everyone actually wants this thing to go through, but the optics of it, they just can't. So just a few broke, made it a non-partisan win, and this is so big. You see it, crypto in the green today, XRP specifically up more than its peers, up 5.7% on the 24-hour. Surprisingly, really, Ethereum is the dog of the group. Ethereum only up 1.7%. Can that sucker get running or not? Really bullish on-chain signal right now. XRP whales hit all-time high. XRP whales are accumulating a record level, increasing the chances of all XRP price starting to go up. XRP whale addresses hitting an all-time high, 332,000 whale addresses, what they classify as whale. XRP, even more exciting, XRP monthly transactions also hit an all-time high, 71 million in April. So we're seeing a lot more activity on chain. And remember what Evernorth put out. When you look at the source of a lot of these transactions, it's actually utility. Even more exciting. And in the Clarity Act, there's actually a big win for Ripple, for XRP, and I think just the cryptocurrency, space at large here. The title of this article, Massive Win for Ripple and XRP Hidden in Clarity Act. Section 604 creates a legal distinction between developers who control customer assets and those who merely create and maintain blockchain software and infrastructure. Again, if you create a blockchain, you're not a bank, you're not a money transmitter, you are just a technologist. You are building tools for the future, and you shouldn't be regulated as some sort of financial institution. And so that distinction is really important, not just for Ripple, come on. It's huge for the whole crypto space, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of it. We need to get this thing across the finish line. We are making progress. Interesting, Bank of England reconsiders strict stablecoin regime. This is crazy. I was reading through this. The BOE weighs easing UK stablecoin gap and reserve demands. Basically, all the crypto companies in the UK are saying, look, you're going to crush us with this. We can't get any adoption. And so the more lenient restrictions they're proposing to roll out is 40% of reserves have to be in non-interest-bearing accounts. That's kind of ridiculous. That's just going to harm stablecoin companies. But even worse, individuals. Now remember, these are the more lenient restrictions. Individuals will be able to hold £20,000, roughly $27,000 of a given UK stablecoin, and businesses would be capped at 13.5. Like, why do we have to have these artificial caps to try to kill the industry? Is it safe? Is it not? And if it is, and it's regulated, you should be able to hold your money as much as you want in frickin' stablecoins. But again, everyone's kind of thinking about this. How is it going to harm the banking industry? And it's just going to keep marching along. There's not going to be restrictions anywhere soon enough. You best believe. How are you going to restrict it anyway? I can take my XRP, throw it on chain, trade from some RLUSD. What you going to do about it, UK? Not much they can. Now, there's a big warning right now. Huge increase in fake XRP airdrops and fraudulent projects. The warnings come as XRPL activity, institutional tokenization projects, and XRP market interests will give fraudsters more narratives to exploit. There's more going on, and they can spin that in different ways to try to steal your money. You got to be very careful. XRP Ledger has seen a drastic rise in fraud attempts. David Schwartz, former CTO of Ripple, published a public warning regarding the increased scams targeting XRPL ecosystem and participants. And also the XRP Ledger Foundation issued a similar warning saying that scams targeting XRP community have increased sharply. So a lot more, fraudsters out there trying to target us. Got to keep your head on a swivel here. The warning comes again as XRP Ledger activity has increased. A lot more value there. It's going to bring in the adopters, but also it's going to bring in the fraudsters. Got to watch out. Winklevoss twins. How the heck did these guys lose money? Literally, crypto exchanges allow you to print money. They should be rolling in cash. Winklevoss twins invest $100 million in battered Gemini exchange. Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, the billionaire twins who founded Gemini Space Station Inc., made a $100 million strategic investment into the money-losing crypto exchange, saying, "We believe the market has significantly undervalued Gemini, and this investment will allow us to set the company up for the next growth phase." Now, I don't know the specifics. I don't look at their financials. They are a publicly traded company. I'm not interested in their exchange beyond Ripple's investment. Ripple's made some great investments where it's not an investment. They're giving loans, right? So they have creditor protection if they don't get paid back. But a part of the deal here isn't just you got to pay us back plus interest, right? They have to use RLUSD. They got to implement it. They got to integrate RLUSD. We see Gemini, a relatively small crypto exchange in the market, is increasingly moving to scale. So you got to be bigger to compete. I get it. I'm not saying they should be competing with your bigger exchanges, but they shouldn't be losing money like they are, where they're constantly having to shake their little can for Ripple and throw some change in there, or Winklevoss twins having to put their own money back in. Like, they got big problems over there. Hopefully they get it under control. We see everything that's going on right now between the U.S. and China. Seems to be fairly productive. Yay for that. AI chips going into China. A lot of money going to be flowing back our way. All sorts of stuff. The problem, again, of course, is Taiwan. No mention of what's going to go on with that. I don't know if there's a great deal to be had there, but that's the big risk, of course, as we move into 2027. That's where most experts say a window opens. We see, generally, China is not one that projects power cross-border and goes after other countries, but then again, they see Taiwan as part of China. If something happens there, could be catastrophic for the global economy and just a lot of ways for humanity in general. Let's hope something's worked out there for the long term. But outside of that, productive talk seems like calmer heads are prevailing here, and we should get a lot of business back and forth from the two biggest economies in the world. Let me know what you think down below. Please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.